Kate Monroe, U.S. Congressional candidate for California's 49th District, and Christopher Olivares, Lieutenant Spokesman for the Texas Department of Public Safety. LT, I'll go to you first. You were with Trump yesterday. What was it like down on the border when he was sitting there waving across the Rio Grande?
That was something else, Carl, just a different experience. And you look at the contrast between the both, border visits from the president, former president, of course, former President Trump with Governor Abbott. He actually spent a lot of time on the ground along the river, walking along the river, talking to soldiers, talking to our troopers, thanking them for their efforts in securing the border, doing as much as we can as a state. And also, we got to brief him on threats that we're seeing. I mean, he was very concerned about the threats, very concerned about people that are coming across our borders that are causing these significant crimes, most, specifically with Laken Riley, this illegal immigrant that came across and committed this just horrendous murder. So he was very concerned about that. And of course, he was very appreciative of what we were able to do in Texas and how we were able to shut down an area in Eagle Pass, Shelby Park, which has been on the national spotlight. And he was very appreciative of that. Thanked the soldiers, thanked our troopers for their hard work, and really goes to show the type of leadership that we could potentially have moving forward.
Well, speaking about leadership, Kate, I mean, they were both there at the border, but look at how the migrants greeted Trump.
They like Trump. Can you believe it? They like the governor.
Yeah, can you believe it? Here, Trump is standing there, Kate, on the other side of a fence that they want to get across, that he is supporting to not let them get across, and they're still cheering for him.
Yeah, no great surprise. I mean, it's like a clown world that we live in right now. It's totally crazy. I mean, as you can see, I'm a little bit beat up. Yesterday, I was actually down at the same time. Both presidents were down visiting the border. I was actually down securing the border for the third time.
Well, tell us a little bit about that group that you're with that is actually patching up holes in the fence.
Yeah, the border vets. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I'm actually running for Congress. And I looked around and I said, there's a lot of people filming the border. There's a lot of people saying they stand for closing the border if they ever get in Congress. And I said, we could probably just go secure the border. It's really not that difficult. So I went out first, and then I rallied a bunch of other veterans, and we went down and got it done 3 times now. We're very proud of our work. All of the razor wire and metal poles are still up. I just want to show the American people we don't have to go quietly into the night. And I would challenge you to remember we were safer under Trump. So when you go and you cast your ballot, look backwards and remember when you were safer.
Well, LT, I want to kind of get to something. Arizona's trying to pass this law that says if there's a migrant trespassing on your property illegally, you can actually shoot them. I mean, look, from a law enforcement standpoint, first off, I bet nobody will trespass in Arizona anymore. But second off, do you think this is a good idea, bad idea, or is it the deterrent that they really need?
Well, I mean, I think every person, regardless of what state they're in, I mean, they fear that their life's being threatened, especially by lethal force. They are justified to use and to return lethal force. I mean, that's why, we have that, especially in Texas. Of course, you know that, Carl. I mean, that's going to be a deterrent in itself. And as you mentioned, once that word gets out, I don't think anyone would want to cross on anybody's property, especially there in Arizona. But that's what's needed right now. And it's unfortunate that we're at this stage right now because of this current border situation.
Yeah. Before I let you go, Kate, Biden was speaking, and this was unbelievable. He's like, hey, we can do it together. Roll this.
I understand my predecessor's in Eagle Pass today. So here's what I would say to Mr. Trump. Instead of playing politics with this issue, instead of telling members of Congress to block this legislation, join me, or I'll join you in telling the Congress to pass this bipartisan border security bill. We can do it together.
Real quick, why don't they just pass H.R. 2 that Congress already passed?
Correct. How about you just go actually finish building the wall? Yesterday when I was there, people are dropping off stuff from Pakistan, from China. Stop gaslighting the American people and do the right thing and build the wall and pass some legislation that's actually meaningful. All this togetherness, please stop.
Yeah, exactly. Why not together we could build the wall? Kate Monroe, Lieutenant Christopher Olivares, appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
All right, coming up.